In this video, I'm speaking to you about semen retention. Women feel your aura they feel your attraction without you saying a single word. The bottom line is, there's a lot of guys who do the most. Doing the most when it comes to women is literally one of the worst things you can do. When in terms of like just being super needy and just being someone who just seems like they just they have this needing type of energy. The best thing that you can do is be non-needy. You have to be nonchalant. You have to be nonchalant and I don't mean necessarily not showing interest, but what I mean is not needing her. You have to be okay with her being with you and her not being with you. This is how you pretty much get her. One thing that I realized is when you say things, like when you're not too dependent on, for her to say yes, then that's pretty much when you pretty much get her, because you have this non-needy. It's about, think of it like sales, for example. Think of it like sales. If a guy is super non-needy, if the salesman is super non-needy, and he literally says he doesn't care if you get the sale or not. As opposed to someone who's super needy, who's like pandering, like pressing you to buy the stuff or be with the person and stuff like that, which one are you usually going to pick? You're going to usually pick the person who's exhibiting non-neediness, because it shows that they have higher status. This is exactly what I'm trying to get at. See, the bottom line is, you attract her without saying a word because of your body language. It really comes down to body language. Now, you have open body language more so. You're able to look her in the eyes. You're really trying to captivate her, in a sense, with having non-needy body language. See, the thing is, body language is actually more important. See, the thing is, a lot of these influencers who talk, they don't necessarily really know what they're talking about when it comes to like subconscious communications, body language, and everything like that. They think that a woman's brain is literally the same as a man's brain, and that's literally not the case. See, men are super logical, they're super black and white, they're super direct. Women, on the other hand, are very story-like. They want everything to flow like a story. They want it to be like some sort of movie, in a sense, story. But the guys are super direct. They're like, oh, why she suddenly fall back? Why she suddenly do this? It's because she can. It's because it's like, it's not logical. At any time, at any moment, she can literally decide to be done with you, and that's it. You can't be too on your high horse. You can't be too proud, and you can't also be too low, because sometimes it's something that you might have to expect. Now, the thing is, you can still try to talk to her and stuff like that, but usually, if she's acting like it's done for, you don't necessarily have to show interest right ahead. Maybe you might want to touch back with her, maybe in some months later or something like that. But another thing is, you can literally just let her go and then go to the next thing. See, the thing is, these content creators, they're gonna say, oh, she doesn't speak to you anymore, she doesn't text you, blah blah blah. Then it's done for. That could be what you do, and that's the red pill to take it. But another thing is, you can maybe stop talking to her for a little bit, and then maybe re-engage and say something witty, maybe down the line, if that's what you want to do. The bottom line is, if it's something that you want to do, what I'm trying to get at, stop listening to these rules that these people made on how to interact with stuff, because a lot of the times it's not necessarily even, it's just rules that they made up. You don't have to follow it. So what I'm trying to get at, because the thing is, they're speaking to a big base of guys, probably in the 18 to 25-year-old range, and they don't really have an experience with women or anything like that. So they're going to take the guy who has a lot of followers on the internet how to engage. But what I'm telling you is, like, you have to build your own reps. You got to try yourself, because there's no standard rule. There's no book. There's no ruled book on what you should do when it comes to this and this and this. There's things that you could try. There's suggestions, but it's not law. So what I'm trying to get at is, she's gonna feel attracted to you on a subconscious level, because you have high value energy. You're non-needy. You're witty. You have banter with her and stuff like that, and you're honestly just you're just down to have a good time. You're not too uptight about certain things. There's guys who are super uptight. They're super logical. They think just because you ask her from point A, how are you doing, to let me get your number, let's go out. That's going to translate into something. And necessarily probably isn't, unless she has super high interest for you. But the thing you have to understand is that you have to build up the investment level. You have to build it up. They want to tell you, oh, you don't have to do that much investment if she's already attracted to you. But sure, but still, when you're talking to a good amount of women, there has to be some sort of investment. You have to be able to push and pull, pretty much. Now, if she has high interest for you, then it may not matter what you do. She might already be, just super invested or super interested just from the get-go. That's honestly how you want it to be, ideally. But the bottom line is push and pull. She finds you attractive. You say some things that she might be interested in. You compliment her in a witty sense or something like that. She might be more attracted to you, and now she probably wants to hang out with you because she likes the story that you're telling her. This is what you have to realize. Like I said, anything you can take from this video is that women are more storytell oriented. They care more about the story behind the story behind the person she's dealing with, based off just the logistical features, the logistical ways of actually meeting with her. This is what you have to realize, So your aura is you're gonna have this high energy aura. You're gonna look at her in the eyes intently. And the thing about PMO is that it allows you not to have that body language with her. See, the thing is, like I keep saying, guys are too logical. They think that all this is logical. It's sub-communication, how you say things, how much you actually say things on your mind. When you're able to actually say the things on your mind, you're a lot more easier to be likable. She's going to feel comfortable, and then she's going to open up to you. But if you're not, it's going to be logical. She's not going to like you as much. She's going to think you're boring, and it's literally never going to go anywhere. So this is what you actually have to keep in mind. So she's going to find this attraction with you because you have open body language. You know how to banter with her, and you have high status communications, high value communication. These are some guys. Let me tell you about some people that I know. There's guys are super logical and direct, like I said, and sometimes they wonder why women automatically just say no, or they even lead guys on. It's because women are very non-confrontational. So, for example, if a guy goes up to her, talks to her, maybe compliments her, and then all of a sudden asks for her number, then honestly, there's really not that much investment there. There's not that much investment. You might have to. Now, this is when it comes to. This is for someone who has maybe less attraction for you, or at least she's trying to get to know you a little bit more. You're trying to build attraction in a sense. When you're trying to do that, there has to be some sort of investment on her part and your part, where you give her a little bit here, give her a little bit there, and then it builds up. But if you're going for the kill at the beginning, 50% of the time you're going to be left hanging. She might actually give you your number, but she might not actually follow up with you. This is what you have to realize. This is all I'm saying. Is like, there's no point to trying to follow this whole female nature, like why this, why that. You really just have to build yourself up and know how to communicate with women in a subconscious way. Be able to speak in a subconscious way, be at ease. The thing is, guys are not at ease as much. You're too logical in your brain, and you think, I did this, so she should be doing this, but that's not necessarily the case. Stuff builds up, You have to be able to just be a cool guy and allow her to wonder and think about what you say, It can't be too here and there, too direct all of a sudden, because it's like you have to give her some space in order for that attraction to actually occur, if that makes sense, So all these guys are talking about just like A and B logic. She didn't respond back in 5 minutes, so she's not attracted to you. It's like you're really not giving any room for any curiosity, Not just because like they put a time limit. Oh, she didn't text back in this amount of days, so it's no. If she does take a long time to text back, then maybe it is time for you to explore your options. But what I'm saying is in person, when it's like as soon as you talk to her for a little bit, and then all of a sudden you want her number, you want to go out with her. Sometimes she's going to say yes and she's actually going to follow with you. Sometimes she's going to say yes and not follow up with you. And sometimes you just have to build some investment from your part and her part until it feels natural. It really comes down to how much it feels, you know. Is it natural or not? If it's not natural, she's probably not going to like it, you know. So this is how you have to look at it. This is what you have to keep in mind, you know, when you're going about this attraction without saying a word. You can put high status out there by your sub communications, your non-neediness, your banter, your verbal push and pull and stuff like that. But eventually, you know, there has to be some investment on her part, and you do that by giving her small investment tests, like asking her to like do certain small things for you and stuff like that. If that makes sense, like in the video, comment, subscribe. We're creating a community, brand new community that you should join down below. Weekly group calls that I'm starting pretty soon. Look that in the description. We'll see you next.